Hi Bethel, it's Pastor Chris here, and as you think about the new year, I want to invite you to several things. I think it's a really important time for us as a church, but also I think probably for many of you personally as you think about how you want to approach 2022. What do you do? How do you walk with Jesus in this upcoming year in light of probably what will continue to be many challenges we all face as a church after several years of both isolation, disruption, and all the things we could add to that list? How do we approach this new year? And this is my prayer for you, wanting to grow more and more like Christ, to walk closely with Christ. And I think specifically one of the things I've been praying about for us as a church is how do we seek healing for our wounds as a church? The ways in which all this pressure and disruption has divided us and taken us away from each other, but also taken us away from the Lord. Because I think it's so important that we seek earnestly the Lord in every way that we can. And that's why today, in this video, I want to invite you to do several things as part of 2022. And I feel like this could be part of some of the things you want to choose to do in the next year, but also part of many more things you might want to pursue. And the first thing I want to ask you about is this. Read the Bible with us this year. One of the neat things that we saw this past year was that we actually had a lot of people participating in some reading plans through several gospel books, Acts, the Psalms, and it really brought about some really great energy for people who participated. Reading this scripture together, we used the Youversion Bible app, and I thought it was a really great way for us to read scripture, pray together, and discuss. But what I want to invite you today is something that's bigger than that. It's actually maybe something you've never done before ever. And that is to read the whole Bible in 2022. To read the whole Bible in 2022. And so on January 2nd, which is the first Sunday of the new year, I would like to invite you to start a reading plan with us. A reading plan that will take us through the whole year of reading every single chapter of Scripture and doing it in a way where you can talk with other people in the church about what they're reading and talking about and praying about. And you can subscribe to that plan by going to our Reading the Scripture page online. You can see the link below. Go to that page and subscribe to that reading group that we have, because you need to be part of the same reading group if you want to be part of the full experience. And join us starting to read this. It'll start in Genesis and take us through New Testament and Old Testament. And I would love to do that with you, both to read and reflect and discuss the scriptures, but also to pray through them and invite God to minister to us through the reading of His Word. So if you have any questions about that, respond here. Reach out to the church office, but we'll be starting a year-long reading plan on January 2nd. You can find all the details online, and I welcome you to it. The next thing I want to invite you into for this upcoming year is to participate in a class that me and several other leaders have been working on called Communion Walking with Christ. It is a 6-week class that we're going to offer on Wednesdays starting on January 12th at 7 p.m. And I really hope that it actually can be available both in person and online for people who are not yet comfortable to coming to an in-person gathering. And several weeks from now, who knows what we can and can't do. But either way, and my prayer in this is that we develop resources for people who want to grow more and more in the relationship with God. You know, some of what I just said with the reading plan is all connected to this reality that God has called us to embrace this life and invitation with Him. That more and more we take on habits of grace and they shape us more and more like Jesus. But how do you do that? If that's the invitation to the journey, how do you actually grow in your faith? And many of us who've grown up in the church or have walked with Jesus for some time, we've learned things along the way. But what are the resources for that journey? Oftentimes in tradition that is called spiritual disciplines. But I love to use the language of habits of grace. So what are these disciplines in place for all of us believers, and how do we practice them together as a community? How does that actually bring us together and draw us close to Christ as we learn more and more of new ways to walk with God? So I invite you to this class on January 12th as a way of really experiencing it. And we've envisioned that if you're already really connected with a ministry group at Bethel, say women's ministry, or your small group, or even if you're a young adult, that you can sign up for the class and plan to do a breakout discussion group with your ministry group, whatever group you want to be part of. Or if you don't have one, sign up and we'll pair you up with another group so that you have people to reflect and discuss through the 6-week course. It's going to be in the evenings, And sign up registration is going to be required. So you need to go online to the link below and to register and sign up and just indicate to us that you want to come, you want to invest in these 6 weeks. Because that's a great way to think about this. This is not, compared to the year-long reading plan, this is at 6 weeks. What better thing to invest in your life than 6 weeks reflecting on how you are growing more and more like Jesus, and what are the tools you have in place for practicing that and pursuing Christ in your life. It is a worthy investment no matter how busy you are. So I certainly welcome you to it. And if you have questions, please email me. My email will be below as well, because part of it is I want this to fit as many people as possible. Our core commitments as a church are communion, walking with Christ, community, loving one another, and then calling, serving the world. And so if you think about those things, this is a class designed around the first core commitment of that vision for how we're formed and shaped and become like Christ. And it is so essential. So I certainly hope that you'll join us in this class. And if you have any questions, let us know. This is our update for you this week towards the end of the year here. I certainly hope it's a blessing to everyone, and we will definitely be sharing more and more of the information about these 2 opportunities for growing in your faith in 2022 in the week to come. Let us know how we can help you and support you, and may God bless you in the new year.